All right, welcome to another episode of the Xevi Had a Problem podcast. Shout out to my sister Menda, who's going to be hopping along this journey with us.
Hey.
Shout out to all of you guys for consistently riding this train. And yeah, man, let's ease into the topics today. That's what I want to do. I want to ease into the topics today. You know, I want to keep it chill. I want to keep it vibey, you know. And I'll start, we're talking about a movie that I watched recently. And let me tell you, I don't know what that movie is.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I know, right? I said a movie that I watched recently. Let me tell you what that movie is. That don't make no sense. My brain just stalled like a vehicle. It went skirt.
We just started.
You know what I mean? And it's been like 30 seconds. Anywho, if this is your first podcast, then well... that's what you're about to get into. A whole lot of brainstorming. But look, check it out. So the movie in question is Super Mario Galaxy 2. Man, is that the name of the movie? Is that what it's called? Super Mario Galaxy 2?
Oh, sorry. There's something in my teeth.
Okay, go ahead. You good?
What is it?
What's the movie's name? Super Mario Galaxy 2, right?
Okay. It's called the Super Mario Galaxy movie. That's it.
Really?
Yeah. And the first one was just the Super Mario movie.
There's no 2 in there?
No.
That's crazy.
Oh, there's a 2. It got a 42 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
So,
it got a what?
It got a 42 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It got a 42?
That's pretty rough.
That's crazy because I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was doing what a Super Mario movie was gonna do, and maybe that's why it got such low ratings like that. Because if you haven't seen the movie, they're just anything you can probably imagine how the movie goes right now. Any way you can imagine how the movie goes right now is how the movie goes. Whatever you're picturing in your head is happening. There's nothing that pushes the envelope experimental. It's just Mario, Luigi, save this person, huh?
Cash grab.
I don't want to say a cash grab, but I'm sure a lot of people rating it say that, because and the people I was with. Look, let me go back real quick to what I wanted to say in the first place.
Oh, there was a point.
There was a point, and that point was people know about Mario, Menda. People know about Mario. Like, they know. Like, it turns out there's a whole bunch of games we missed. I'm sitting there in the theater, lost, confused, because I could keep up with the movie, right? They do a pretty good job. If you didn't play any Mario games, you could keep up. But when people would pop up in the screen, there was cheers and screams and gasp, like, "Oh my God, they put him in this movie!" I'm like, "Who the is that?"
Well, I think a lot of people play Mario Kart.
Okay, that's true. And we didn't play Mario Kart growing up. But on top of that, people played the games themselves. Super Mario Galaxy is a game.
We kind of played like a game.
Girl, what?
Yeah, didn't we? It was like in the console and they just jump, but it was like the old games.
Like, see, and that's what I thought all the games were. I thought all the games were side-scrolling platformers. And the people I was with were like, "No, what are you talking about? Like, nah, there's Mario games where you like, there's like 3D and like all that." I was like, hell.
Oh, I've seen those. I thought they were all just Mario Kart games.
No, dude, there's a bunch of Mario games. There's a bunch of Mario games where Princess Peach pulls up, Princess Daisy pulls up. I know you don't know who Princess Daisy is.
I know what she looks like. I know there's 2 different color princesses.
What color is her hair? Daisy.
Is it blue?
Blue is crazy.
Yellow.
Nope. Stop guessing. She's a brunette. Oh, but she wears a yellow dress.
That's what I mean. The dress, the outfit, yeah.
Okay, and there's a third princess. Okay, and this is insane to me because everybody knew who these people were. But I'm watching that movie 10 minutes in and I am lost because I thought if you've seen Super Mario Galaxy, that first princess that pops up, I don't want to spoil it, but I thought that was Princess Peach the whole time. And she just got a haircut. Why didn't they make her blonde? Goddamn! Why didn't they make both the princesses blonde?
Oh, the other princess is blonde?
Yeah, there was another princess in the movie. She was in the whole beginning. I said, where Mario and them?
Didn't you just spoil it?
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's like the first 5 seconds of the movie. There's another princess who's just popping up. She's talking to like stars and she like telling stories. I said, Where Mario and them? She says, here's a story about Princess Peach. I said, why is she talking in the third person? I said, what's going on with this movie? And I'm thinking that the whole time. Now that I say this story back,
You sound like an idiot.
I do. There was a lot of clues in there I should probably have picked up. I said, why did they cut Princess Peach's hair? Why is Mario and Luigi not here? Why is she talking about Princess Peach in the third person like she's not Princess Peach? And I'm thinking this.
That's a lot of work.
You know what that is, Mena? That is a lot of work. You know what that is? That's pure ignorance. And I'll tell you why. Because I didn't change
your perspective with new information
at all. I furthered my own perspective by adding in whatever I wanted to add, which is ignorance, which is pure ignorance. Boy, they could have made her black, and I would have said, "Homegirl, gotta tell me what's going on." I was lost and confused. Anywho,
well, the critic consensus is it's packed with colorful world building that's as friend.
Girl, what's going on? You can't read it?
It's been a long day.
All right.
Packed with colorful world building. Packed with colorful world building. That's a frenetic. That's bro.
What?
I am struggling today.
Okay, take a deep breath. It's okay. So packed with
packed with colorful world building that's as frenetic as it is weightless. The Super Mario Galaxy movie visuals are often out of this world, but the threadbare story ultimately loses its Milky Way.
Damn, I know you was freaking out when they called you to read at school. They said, you said, huh?
It's because I'm on the spot.
look. That's interesting because I went into the movie thinking a certain thing. Mena told me something a long time ago. It was after we watched
Tenet.
No, it was Batman. Tenet I didn't like. It was a Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. And, after I'm watching the movie, I'm, deciphering it. And I'm like, it wasn't that good because isn't that. And then Menda was like, I saw this thing where it's like, just watch off vibes. It's like, just watch the movie and just vibe out. And that, I don't know why, but that completely changed my perspective on movies. Not every movie to me has to do a certain thing. I'll still critique it here and there if I have to critique it, but usually I'll just watch for what the movie is and I'll just be like, oh, okay. And I'll
vibe,
just, vibe and
analyze every scene.
Yeah. So with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, now that if I have to think about it, I would say, okay, yeah, like, no, they just kind of phoned it in. They just went in and they did what you probably expect them to do in a Super Mario movie, and that's just it. There was nothing innovative. It was just a little lifeless cookie cutter. But I thought it was cool. I'm probably not gonna remember it in a few months' time, but I don't remember anything. See, I don't even remember what I was talking about, and I'm so serious about that. I'm so serious. That is not a joke.
I think you were trying to bring up a point about
Super Mario Galaxy movie being cookie cutter, but I thought it was like a vibe. I was like, whatever. I thought it was a vibe, but the people I was with were like, cookie cutter. They could have done more. They could have done this and that. Maybe because they were more into Mario than myself, like everybody else on planet Earth. Yoshi, it turns out it's cool. I thought Yoshi was a completely different character from a completely different game. I thought Yoshi would just collab with them at times. You know what I mean? I didn't know Yoshi was their dog. Yeah, Yoshi's their not their dog, their literal roof. But he their homie. Like Yoshi Yoshi speak goddamn English? Yoshi speak English?
I mean, wasn't Yoshi in the I'm thinking of Toad. I don't know who Yoshi is.
See, look, Toad is the little he the guy with the mushroom on his head. Anyway,
what are we talking about?
Yeah. Okay, let's stop. Let's pause right here. Yeah, Super Mario, I'm clueless at it. Anyway.
Oh, Yoshi, that green thing. Oh, yeah, I thought it was a pet too.
Yeah, I didn't think he was a pet. I just thought he was a completely different entity. Yeah, but no. Yoshi is their friend. Yoshi is cool with them and all that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, and he understands English. He be gaslighting people, I swear to God. Because in the beginning of the movie, they're like, hey, buddy, what's your name? He's like, Yoshi. And that's the only word I'm on to Yoshi. That's the only word he said the whole movie. But how did he understand that? That's what y'all not thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not thinking about it.
Like he's looking at people's interactions and he nodding his head here. Like, I'm on to this dude, man. Like, they look.
Well, if that conspiracy is over, maybe we should go on to the actual topic.
And there were so many references, Menda. There were so many references in this movie. Like the paintbrush, that's from a game. Yeah. Bowser has a son named Bowser Jr.
Oh, I know that.
And Bowser Jr. actually in the games is like trying to get his like dad like back. Like there's actual stories in the actual games. Bowser taking Peach and then Mario taking her back, and then like Peach is like to both of them, hey, I want to be like independent, and like you guys are fighting for me, and like it's an actual like love triangle story like in the Mario games. Like there's stuff that actually happens. It's not just a dude with a mustache who confused about being Japanese or Italian jumping.
We believe you, Gramps.
And he's a plumber too.
All right. Did you get it all out?
I got it all out, and I feel much better. Much better. Let me know if you can relate to me. Let me know if you can relate to that, man, because, you know.
Anywho. Great. Alrighty.
Yeah, let's get down to dirty. Let's get into the topics, man. Let's get into the topics. And we're going to talk about Offset getting shot. Let's get into the story first. And then you can determine who might have shot Offset. So Offset had a problem. He was just recently shot outside of a casino, but he's fine. He's doing fine. But the police suspect another rapper to have something to do with this shooting, and that rapper's name is Lil Tjay. Now, why did they suspect Lil Tjay? You ask, great question. So Lil Tjay was at the scene. Lil Tjay and a couple of his friends was there when Offset got shot. Also, there were rumors that Lil Tjay and Offset had problems beforehand, and Offset owed Lil Tjay some money. We'll get to that in a moment. But according to Lil Tjay, after Offset got shot, Lil Tjay was, walking down the street, and reporters are running over to him, and there's paparazzi everywhere, and Lil Tjay says, Offset's a snitch. As soon as Offset got shot, this is what Lil Tjay was saying, as soon as Offset got shot, all I know is Offset pointed his finger at me and said, you shot me. This very well might have happened, but that doesn't mean Lil Tjay is the one who shot him. In this instance, it could have came from Lil Tjay's group or somebody past Lil Tjay, who knows, and Offset may have speculated it was Lil Tjay because Lil Tjay and Offset were having issues, okay? The police are looking at Lil Tjay and the people in Lil Tjay's group because police, I guarantee you, look into these rumors heavily. Police absolutely look into these rap rumors heavily. If you think police are not looking at goddamn DJ Academics posts, then you're tripping, okay? Because they need to put two and two together. And where do celebrities and rappers love to post their drama? Online. They absolutely love to post their drama online and air themselves out. In this case in particular, there were some DMs, before the DMs, Lil Tjay was on a DJ Academics interview a little while back, and, they're talking about Offset, and Lil Tjay was beating around the bush a little bit, but he just couldn't help himself. He just said, you know what? Yeah, basically, Offset owed me some money. And he just like snitches on himself, basically. And why I call that snitching on yourself is because, and dang, somebody said this in a rap line too. I'm gonna remember this rap line. It was like, why would I be? Hey man, it was Sleazy World Go. He said, why would I beef on the internet like the police be watching, something like that. Look up the lyric for me. It was dope. It was a song that you like too. Anyway, so Lil Tjay is mentioning Offset and him and his like all beefs and not being cool with each other, and that's enough for the police to look. Don't even think about police for a second. Think about you. Think about you as a person. And I'm going to give you this information, okay? Hey, Offset and Lil Tjay were at a casino. Offset got shot. Offset owes Lil Tjay some money. Who do you think did it? You know what I'm saying? So police would simply put 2 and 2 together because they know Offset owes Lil Tjay some money, or at least Lil Tjay thinks Offset owes him some money. Lil Tjay said out of his own mouth, Offset owes me money. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So this is like self-snitching on yourself, basically. This is why you don't say things on interviews and the internet, because the police will absolutely use that. They may not use that as evidence on the courts and in the courts, but they're gonna look at it and say, let me try to put 2 and 2 together, okay? Going back a little bit, what corroborates the story of Offset owing Lil Tjay some money is a couple people have come out. There are rumors that Offset has a gambling addiction. And here's where things start to get wicked. So if you know the history of Offset was part of a group called the Migos. Listen closely, this is important. It's part of a group called the Migos. Now, the Migos are under a label called QC. All right, it's a famous Atlanta label. Lil Baby's under it, was under it, or might still be under it. I don't know. And Young Thug, was Young Thug part of QC, Menda? Can you look that up? Don't worry about that lyric. Don't worry about that lyric.
I think it was a song called Off the Internet, but...
that might have been it. Yeah, was Young Thug part of Quality Control, QC? Lil Yachty was part of Quality Control as well.
It doesn't seem so. It looks like he was a part of, or I guess has he always had his own record label?
YSL he has,
YSL, yeah.
but I didn't know if that was that was under Quality Control. But
he was previously affiliated with Gucci Mane and Cash Money Records.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he was under like Birdman. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, regardless, that's besides the point. What was I talking about? Offset, part of Quality Control.
Quality Control.
Yeah, so Quality Control, and we spoke about this during the last podcast, is whenever you're in an offshoot label or a label that's under an artist or even under a label in general, somewhere down the line, you're probably going to have an issue. Okay. Either you're making a lot of money for the label, so they want to keep you forever, or you're not making a lot of money for the label and they're not letting you release songs. And then you're going to be kept under that label forever because you can't release songs. You can't get out of your deal because you owe them a certain number of albums. You know what I'm saying? So if they're like, no, we don't want you to release this album, it's not good. Go back in the drawing board, do it over again. You're never going to get that album out. And then you owe them a few albums. Offset specifically was stuck under his Quality Control record label. And to get out of that label, he had to pay, and this part is alleged. And when I say alleged, there's a lot of things I have very strong evidence for, but I don't like to say things that are for fact if I don't see it with my own eyes. Okay, but Offset paid $10 million to get out of his Quality Control deal. $10 million is a lot of money, and I'm sure it's a lot of money, but some people think rappers super rich, they got it like that. $10 million is a lot of money for anyone, especially a rapper who was already giving a bunch of money to the record label anyway. Offset's been in the game for many years though, so he had the money, and he allegedly paid $10 million to get out of his deal. Then he had a divorce with Cardi B. That's a lot more money. And then the IRS comes knocking on his door. They ask for $2 million. That's a lot more money, okay? And allegedly, Offset's decision to recoup all that money or get all that money back or make money to pay the IRS. Oh, and to corroborate that IRS story, Cardi B was on a live and she said, basically why I'm not out of my divorce settlement is Offset wants me to pay his taxes. Broke ass. She didn't say that second part. I got a little carried away. But... what was I saying? Yeah, so Offset, to recoup that money, he went to gambling. He said, boy, you know what? Why am I sitting over here trying to work on music when I could just gamble? That's free money. One thing for sure, two things for certain. If you go to a casino, if you gamble in general, the house always wins. That's not a saying for no reason. If you think you're going to make money at the casino, you're sorely mistaken. You are mistaken because statistically, you're not going to come out winning overall. You know what I'm saying? And that's why casinos exist in the first place. They're not in the business of losing money.
Oh, what's that favorite line we always say from Rush Hour? Imagine a world where, what is it?
Yeah, imagine a world where people give you money and you give them absolutely nothing in return. People just walking in and just giving you money.
It's amazing.
Now, Offset apparently was so in deep with this gambling that, and so I'll tie into Lil Tjay in a second, but Offset was so in deep with this gambling. Apparently, these casinos are buying Offset. They're giving him private jets. They're letting him take a jet to like visit family and then take a jet back because they want him in those casinos fast.
That's crazy.
Them folk are...
That's predatory.
They're robbing you blind at that point. If you can't see it, if you think, they give me a jet because I'm Offset.
The kindness of their own hearts.
Out of the kindness of their own heart. Man, these casino men, they take care of me. Boy, they're running a lick.
Yeah.
So they was running a lick on bro.
It's been licked.
Gave him a private jet. They be giving him free stuff here and there. They said, no, this is your suite. You got a suite right up there. You got a suite. You good? You good?
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness! And these casinos are in the business of making money. So apparently, Offset losing a bunch of cash. Okay, before Lil Tjay, somebody else came out. Selena Powell. Is her name Selena Powell? Selena Powell?
Yeah, Selena Powell.
Selena Powell. Selena Powell was doing a podcast interview, and she was saying she had relations with Offset. And one day, out of the blue, this is Selena Powell saying this. Offset ring called in the middle of the night. She said, "Hello. I can't do this and that right now." And Offset's like, "Nah, I need some money." No. He DM'd her this before the phone call. He DM'd her, I need money ASAP. How much you got? She goes over, she gives him money. He's like, "The bank opens in the morning. I got you." He didn't got her. He ran off on the plug. Okay, she said he never paid her back, and she thought she gave him 10K, apparently. And he said, "Man, just because you gave me 15K, she said, 15K. She said, "Oh boy, I didn't count that money. I just gave him the hundreds that I had." She gave him 50K, ran off on the plug. Now, this is according to Selena Powell. Fast forward, Lil Tjay was just chilling in the casino one day, and this was before Offset got shot. This was before this incident. So remember, there's Selena Powell and Cardi B coming out in those interviews saying that, and then Lil Tjay and Offset run into each other one day at a casino. Not this current time. Again, not this current time. So Lil Tjay runs into Offset. They're like, "Oh, what's good?" Like, they cool. And Offset's like, "Damn, like, you got some money, bro? Like, you got 10K? I'm losing over here in these casinos, and I'll pay you back like right now." Lil Tjay's like, "It's Offset. It's Offset. He's a rapper. He's from the Migos. He got me. He absolutely got me." So he gives Offset 10K, and lo and behold, Offset not paying him back. He said, "Oh, what's going on?" So Lil Tjay DMs Offset one day saying, "Boy, I'm gonna smack you." And he might have came in a little too strong, asking for his money.
Not strong enough.
You said what?
Not strong enough.
Not strong enough is nuts, because Offset.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money.
Traveling around,
$10,000 is a lot of money, and somebody not paying you back, that'll piss you off. But the thing is, sometimes you catch flies with honey. What's the saying? You catch bees with honey?
More flies with honey.
Why would you want to catch flies? Anyway,
regardless.
Yeah, so
you can use a fly swatter.
Well, the fly swatter don't work all the time, because listen.
But when it does.
Well, listen. So he basically opens up with that line. Lil Tjay saying, "Where my money, I'm gonna smack you." Type. Offset said, "Boy, you tripping. Your name Lil Tjay." No, he didn't say that part. I'm getting a little carried away again, but he said, "Look, like you must not know who I am, this and that. Like, now you got to get it, like, you're not going to get it me handing it to you. You got to get it some other way type." You know what I'm saying? Lil Tjay said, "Okay, well, that's what you're saying." Offset said, "That is what I'm saying, damn Skippy." Now, the police are absolutely looking at this going, "Huh? would you look at this conversation, y'all? What? Excuse me, Officer Williams. Look what Lil Tjay messaged Offset. Now, this is alleged. These DMs could be fake. So you can't really bring this to a trial. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes the prosecutors will surprise you with what they can get away with, but the police damn sure are going to look at it and say, well, this is probably true. This is probably true. Academics and Lil Tjay during the interview, Lil Tjay alluded to basically saying something like that. And they basically say, okay, I'm going to see you when I see you. And Offset says, like, I'm in Miami type. And Lil Tjay said, cool, I'll be in Miami. I'll be there too. Well, then fast forward, Offset gets shot in Miami in a casino. And the thing is, it's not too hard to find Offset, apparently, because he lives at the casino, basically, right? They are giving him private jets. So all you got to do is keep knocking on different casino doors.
I mean, he was posting on Snapchat at the casino.
Maybe. But then, so Offset gets shot and apparently, allegedly, Offset points at Lil Tjay. He shot me because Offset probably thinking like, we just had that text conversation where I said, get it back in blood type. And, Lil Tjay standing there like, well, I mean, I'm not that stupid to do something. Look, they're going to have to look at the footage because there were cameras. And, but who knows what these cameras caught exactly, because there's a camera outside showing Offset basically laying down and showing Lil Tjay down because he was being restrained by the police. So that means there were cameras in the vicinity. Now, that being said, Dez Bryant, before we get back into Lil Tjay, Dez Bryant, the football player, came out and he said, look, dude, I saw this Offset Lil Tjay situation and I don't want to snitch on nobody, but I mean, I had a situation with Offset as well. So remember, that's Selena Powell saying Offset owed me some money because he was gambling. If I didn't mention it earlier, Selena Powell, when she gave Offset that money, it was at a casino. She gave it to him at a casino.
Oh, well.
Yeah, and then he asked her for more money after. He said, I lost it. And he asked her for more money after. So I feel like that was kind of important to the story. I just skip right past that one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got Selena Powell. And then we got Lil Tjay not getting his money back. Offset in the casino. And then we got Dez Bryant, the football player, saying, look, dude, me and Offset was doing this and that, and he owed me some money. I believe they were like they were playing they were making a little bet or something like that. And he said Offset owed me some money, and then he took a nap on me. That's what he said. He said Offset owed me some cash, and then before Offset paid me, he took a nap.
The football player, right?
That's Brian is saying that. He said
it was $8,000.
$8,000. That's Brian. Mm-hmm. He said $8,000. He said Offset was taking a nap, and then he said, "This Brian said, this is a convenient time to take a nap, but let me allow him to take a nap for a little longer." Des Bryant waits his allotted nap amount of time, and then he starts tapping Offset. Shaking Offset. Like,
you can shake him a little harder.
Well, apparently Offset's a heavy sleeper, goddamn, because Offset. Des Bryant knows you're a big man. I'm sure Des Bryant is a big man. He's a football player. When that boy tapping you, I know you shaking a little bit.
You will feel it.
Ain't nobody in the world could sleep that heavy except for Offset. Apparently, he's right. Since people start looking at Des Bryant a little crazy, like, excuse me, that's my man's. You a big man, like the YouTuber just said. Okay, Offset not that big. You shaking him, and it's not looking right.
He's pretty scrawny.
Well, you better leave my man's alone, type. Des Bryant aware of this, and he realizes he's outnumbered, and he says, all right, let me leave it alone. Leaves, never gets his money back. Whoa!
That's crazy.
Offset allegedly from them streets. I'll tell you what, one thing for sure, two things for certain. If you are from the hood, like Xevi and men, the group in the hood, okay, well, I would say the hood. You technically didn't grow up in the hood because you stay in the house all day, every day, watch TV. All right, so technically you grew up in the house. But you know what? And I gotta ask Menda this right now. You might not even have to be hood for this. Just Menda, would you ever give a hood dude money? And he said, "I got you. I'm gonna pay you back."
I mean, I would give it to him.
What you mean you gonna give it to him?
But it's because I know I'm not getting it back. At this point, it's just a charity.
You give it away charity? You just know you're not getting it back?
Yeah, I'm not getting it back. But maybe he needs some money. Okay, here you go.
Let me tell you this. There's levels to this. There's scales to this. There's levels to this. Okay, because for sure, Des Bryant and Lil Tjay, they I don't know where they're from, but they probably have some street smarts, I would say. Lil Tjay and probably have some street smarts. So there's levels to this, okay? If you guys remember a while back, Aiden Ross got ran off on by like Playboy Cardi. Playboy Cardi came on Aiden Ross's stream, and Playboy Cardi got like $1 million or a few $1 million, and he leaves in like 10 seconds on. Playboy Cardi was supposed to stay there for the entirety of the stream. Now, I bring that up because if you're somebody like Aiden Ross and you don't have any street smarts or any sort of thing like that, if a hood dude asks you for money, you are never, ever, ever in your life going to get it back. And if you don't give it to him, he's going to press you, and you're going to get ran off on for sure. Now, if it's a hood dude asking another hood dude for money, that's a little bit different. Or somebody with a little, it don't even got to be a hood dude. I'm saying hood dude, but I'm just saying anybody with a little bit of street smarts, you could tell it's a little bit, let's just say not soft. Like Aiden Ross, respectfully, not respectfully, take how you want, but like, if you look at Aiden Ross, you're not thinking, oh, this dude's hard. No. But if you're looking at Lil Tjay, you might not be thinking he's hard. You might not be thinking he's not hard. But Lil Tjay would probably want his money back more than Aiden Ross would, in a sense. You know, like if you took Aiden Ross, man, is this making sense? If let's say you're from the hood, but let's role play for a second, right? Folks listening at home, let's say you're from the hood, role play, okay? And you see somebody like Aiden Ross, you see somebody like Lil Tjay, you see somebody like Des Bryant, and you want some money. You just want to rob somebody. Like you just like, man, let me just get somebody some money and just never pay them back. Who are you picking out of the three? You're probably gonna pick Aiden Ross, okay? Between Lil Tjay and Des Bryant, you'll probably be like, they're gonna give you some more trouble. Let me just not take the money. Let me just make that. Offset seems to be a line stepper in a sense. Offset seems to be from the dirty, okay? And why I say that is because way back in the past, there was another story where Offset, this was a legend. This was from Southside, who was a producer. Offset apparently was gonna rob Lil Uzi Vert. When Lil Uzi Vert was Lil Uzi Vert. You know what I'm saying? He was about to take it, Lil Uzi Vert pulled up to the studio. He was chilling with them. Offset was with the Migos and those whole crowd of people. Offset apparently was going to rob him. That's somebody who's from the hood.
The gutter.
You know what I'm saying? The gutter. That means like, if you making these types of choices, you might rob a dude even if they're from the hood as well. Does that make sense, Mena? Like, I feel like normal hood dudes will rob Aiden Ross and just be done with it. Be like, okay, let me just not deal with all the other stuff. But Offset is robbing dudes like Lil Tjay, who's like, give me my money or I'm gonna get it back in blood type. Offset get into a level of trying to rob Lil Uzi Vert. But Lil Uzi Vert, respectfully, I mean, it's probably in between.
He probably won't do much.
He probably won't do much about it, like in a sense. Maybe Offset seeing that in Lil Tjay, like, Lil Tjay not going, Des Bryant, no, he an NFL player. He not like that. He not gonna want his money. He not gonna get his money back.
But why would you even want that reputation? I'm so confused.
But that's the thing. Like that's like
gambling addict's mind.
I think it's more than that too, though, because you're running off on the plug. You know what I'm saying? Like you're running off on these people that like, bro, Lil Tjay's your peer. You know what I'm saying? Like Des Bryant is like your peer in a sense, like in terms of celebrity. And your mentality is, I'm not going to give them $10,000. Like you may be out of money, but I know you got $10,000. Like you got $10,000 and you're like, man, let me just go gamble it away. You're right. That is partly a gambling addict's mind. That is for sure a gambling addict's mind. But at the same time, it's like the hubris of it, man. know what I'm saying? The hubris of it. Like, we're not in the hood no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be robbing whoever you want. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it a step further. We all heard about Pooh Shiesty, what he's doing with this and that. If you're understanding my scale, think about a scale from Aiden Ross to Pooh Shiesty in terms of human hardness, quote unquote.
I'm not walking past Pooh Shiesty.
You see, this is what I'm saying. So you going over to rob or take Pooh Shiesty's money and saying, okay, let me get 10K Pooh Shiesty, and never paying Pooh Shiesty back, there's a limit there. There's a limit there. Let's say for those who know King Von in the past, you said, let me borrow some money from King Von, 10K, and never pay him back. You're probably not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get into the mind of Offset here and saying somewhere in this scale, Lil Tjay and Dez Bryant falls, it seems, closer to Aiden Ross than they do to, let's say, Pooh Shiesty and King Von. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not afraid of them.
Yeah, so he's not afraid of them. He's not worried about them. But, you know, anybody will probably be worried about the folks in the later end, like Pooh Shiesty, King Von, not so much Aiden Ross. He's past the scale of Lil Tjay, Dez Bryant. But the tough part about that is Lil Tjay and Dez Bryant, what I'm trying to say is usually the scale hits there. Usually people would stop there. Usually people would be like, oh, let me not try to rob Lil Tjay and Dez Bryant. For one, they're my peer. For two, they might act up. Like, I know they're not like street, but like Dez Bryant is gonna shake me until I get my money. Aiden Ross not gonna touch me. Pooh Shiesty gonna put it to my head. But Dez Bryant gonna shake me up when I see him in the streets next time. He's probably not just gonna walk past me. He probably gonna be like, hey, where my money at? He might not do something about it, but Lil Tjay, when he sees me next time, he's saying, I'm gonna slap you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, Offset's gotta have some wherewithal there, huh?
It's definitely arrogant.
It's arrogant. It's taking it to a point where you're just adding in all these problems. And I know where you're from. Offset, in a sense, like he's from like where he from specifically? He from ATL, but apparently him and the Migos came from the trap, all that came from trap and all that. Like, he gotta know better than that. I don't know. You gotta be able to understand these things about people, and I'm sure he does. But he just like, man, that's all good. I'm gonna do it anyway. That's what Offset seems like, that type of person. This is what I can guess, and this is what I can speculate from this.
He's from Lawrenceville, Georgia, or Gwinnett County. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I don't even know why I said. I don't know nothing about Georgia.
I just know Atlanta. I know he's from a trap.
Yeah, that's what that's
what he says.
Songs and all that, and why I bring this up is I don't think he's lying about that. You know, no normal person is like, let me just rob Lil Tjay, yeah. Or let me just rob Uzi. Like, you might be from there, or you might just be like extra ignorant, like just in general, or you might just be like, man, they're not gonna do nothing. You know. I'm from a deeper place from where they're from. Like, it's all good. Like,
yeah, or he's untouchable or something.
Yes, but you know, regardless, we'll see how much evidence the police have in this, because according to Offset, he didn't say anything. He said he didn't see who shot me. He didn't see this. He didn't see that. If Offset did mention this about Lil Tjay and then they went back to the interviews and all that, then they'd probably have more of a solid case. But if Offset's not cooperating, if Offset doesn't say anything, then it would be a tough one for the police, let's just say. Okay.
I'm snitching.
You said you telling?
Are you even saying you shot me?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if I saw you shoot me, you're in jail.
Like I said, Xevi and them from the hood, but that don't mean we hood. You know what I'm saying?
No.
We've come out with some discernment.
We went all our schooling was in the valley.
Exactly. So. But man, what I'm saying is, like, we've made it out with some discernment, but listen to how I speak. Listen to how my sister speak. We're calling the police. Yeah. I'm calling the federal agents on you. And if you hear my voice and you think just because I'm not gonna snitch on you just because I'm from this and that, like, I'm telling. I know you're not that stupid. Listen to me. I'm telling everybody, dude, think about it. Yeah, Manda, I don't some hood rules, this and that. If I get shot, I'm saying he shot me. Him right there. What are you speaking about here? Keep it, P.
I don't understand it.
Man, keep it in the streets, keep it hood, lock it down.
Keep it prison, actually.
Because I'll tell you what, man, there ain't gonna be no... Look, Here's what I say. Bro, you gotta know better at this point. Like, there's gotta be some flexibility to rules. Let's say Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty. People saying, look, if Gucci Mane says anything, he a snitch. But why rule? You gotta understand why rules were created in the first place. Let's say, right? Street mentality. They say keep it in the streets. If somebody gets you, you get them back.
It's
right?
different, you know.
It's
Cops are
like,
predatory in the hood and all that. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. But what happens when one of these people from the hood goes up to the world stage, becomes a celebrity, becomes a superstar? At this point, damn, I'm not going to be able to get them back, quote unquote, because I'm a celebrity. I got eyes on me. I got police eyes on me. So do I just have to let it go? Is that the new rule? Or I could get them back and end up like Lil Durk and Pooh Shiesty.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
And then everyone go cuss me out saying I'm stupid because obviously police are watching me a little closer. I can't do things like I used to be able to do things just because you're from the streets. So what do I do now if somebody shoots me? If I'm a celebrity now, do I slide back or go to jail forever, or do I just not say anything? I guess the rule is don't say anything. Me, Xevi, I'll tell you what, celebrity, not celebrity, hood, this and that, I'm going to call the police on you. You know why? You know why? Who? Like Pooh Shiesty, you know what I'm saying? He said, whole time I'm the snake. Whole time I'm the snake. He said, Pooh Shiesty said in that song, LDO, man, he said, grandma said, cut the grass low. Whole time I'm the snake.
That's crazy.
Look.
First day out, last day out.
Look,
apparently.
What if I get the police to put you in handcuffs and you go to jail? And then people cuss me out and make fun of me, but you're in jail. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling the police on you because I'm scared of you. I'm not calling the police on you. I'm calling the police on you because I'm petty. That's why. I'm calling the police on you because I'm petty. And I'm going to be sitting there in the witness stand. They said, Xevi, right hand, put it on the Bible. I said, give me the Bible, give me the Quran, give me the Torah. I want all three. Boom, boom. Boom. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying it was him, officer. And I think I saw his cousin there too. Lock up the whole family. His cousin was at home with his family. Hey, it don't matter to me. I think I saw his cousin. I think I saw his brother. I think I saw his dad. I think I saw his sister. And they was all cheering him on because I'm petty.
I'm right there with you.
You know what I'm saying, man? I want you to go to jail. I might even visit you. Goddamn, somebody shot me. Man, he got shot. We acting like it's nothing.
It's actually crazy.
No.
I think that the most annoying part is the people who are always talking about, oh, like you got to get your leg, slide for Vaughn.
That's my slide. But he goes to jail.
These people are not even hood either. Like these, it's just these teenage boys or like whatever.
And then they're going to be the same people typing, why did you slide? You're famous.
That's the crazy part. Like, I'm so confused about that.
But to me, I don't understand. To me, that is sliding though. To me, yes. I could get you back. I could hatch a whole plan, maybe get you back, but then you're gonna try to shoot me back, and then I have to try to shoot you back, and then we can go all back and forth, this and that.
I mean, there is something to be said about these rappers though, and like what they rap about. I guess they are rapping about affiliated things sometimes and all that. So
how petty are you though? Is what I'm saying.
I'm extra petty.
Not you, because I already said. But how dastardly are you? I'm saying in the affiliation thing. I'm saying rappers sitting there and saying like, man, but I'ma slide back. If somebody get me, I'ma slide back on them. Like how much you want that slide back really though? Like what if they go to jail, man? Jail is not a nice place. Like what if they go to jail for 20 years for attempted murder? That's a slide back.
But then they say, oh well, then you shouldn't rap about that stuff if you're not.
I'll rap about it if I want to, and I'll put in a song too. And then I told on him, and then I told he go to jail for 50. He going to jail for 50.
It's just art at the end of the day, and they could be speaking about past experiences, but regardless, like you go to jail.
That's what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, and I will reconcile with that.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to say.
I'll make my peace with it.
Yes, I will. I will make my peace. Look, regardless. The situation, who knows how it will turn out, who knows how much evidence police have. From what we see, it's super circumstantial at this point right now, right? It's this person said this person's not saying this person's saying that. We saw some text here, some text there. That's not going to hold up in court yet. They'd have to see they'd have to have more video surveillance, or they'd have to have somebody actually say something about the situation. You know, fun fact, Young Thug going to jail was in a situation where, okay, so check this out. Listen to this. So at the end of the day, police will be watching Lil Tjay, Offset a little bit closer, let's say, and just waiting for a mistake. This is what police do, like in situations like this. Like if they can't get you the first time, they're gonna say, fine, no problem, no big deal. They're praying for a slip up the second time. Young Thug, why I brought him up was they wanted Young Thug for a long time before he got arrested. They wanted him bad for a long time. They were just waiting for him to slip up. They heard about a situation where Lil Wayne's tour bus got shot up. They hear Young Thug's name. They have him in deposition. They're like, oh, we want Young Thug bad, but we just gonna wait. The opportunity came when a dude named Lil Woody, who was associated with Young Thug, got locked up, and he basically said, I'll give y'all Young Thug. And that's how they got in the situation with arresting Young Thug. Why I bring that up is because in police's case, they'll also be watching the people affiliated with Lil Tjay as well. They watch the people associated with him, close to him, and if they can, and you know, this is actually how Lil Durk got locked up as well. They caught an affiliate of him. They watch the affiliates. They wait for them to mess up. So it is a dangerous situation if you're a rapper in these situations, because a lot of times they just like to get the person associated with you, and then they say, hey, look, we got you on this crime. Oh my goodness. You want to tell us about a friend you may have at a casino that you may have? You could tell us this, you could tell us that, or we could just lock you up forever, no big deal. And nobody gonna care. Nobody knows your name. Like, we just gonna stab the book on you. All right, nobody watching this case, we're gonna give you 50. Like, and a lot of times they say, well, I was at a casino with Lil Tjay, and then their name gets shaded out of the indictment, and some people start speculating who's a snitch, but it's a tale as old as time. We've seen the feds and the police employ this strategy in many a rapper situation. So Lil Tjay and Offset better watch the people around them, because they could start talking to police real quick if those people make a mistake. Everybody's got to be perfect and clean for years to come, really, because for the Young Thug situation, Lil Woody's thing was years prior to, but we're not going to get too far into that. Let's actually jump on to another topic real quick.
Oh, you know, like Quavo, who's a member of the Migos, that must have been really traumatizing when you heard that Offset was shot.
Really? Oh,
well, yeah, because Takeoff,
yeah,
you know, was killed, and he had posted like a prayer hands emoji on his Instagram story. Because I know they still have a lot of, him and Offset have a lot of bad blood, but I can only imagine like what he was going through. So
yeah, no matter what, their family. So
yeah, that must be hard. That must have literally brought flashbacks.
Yeah, that's definitely tough.
Mm-hmm. What's the next topic?
Oh, yeah.
You were yapping about that one for a minute.
You said what?
You were yapping about that one for a minute.
I know, longer than I thought I would. But regardless, the next topic, it's I'm gonna only do one more. It's between. Let's talk a little bit about the world. Let's talk a little bit about Donald Trump, Iran, and when I say a little bit, I mean really a little bit, because the situation turns round and around so often that it's very hard to pinpoint this situation for real without the video being 2 hours long and two hours of unnecessary content, dude. 2 hours. It's just so many flips and turns, and there's only so much you need to know. The situation is basically the same. The situation, if you've been watching my videos, it's the same situation. It's the same situation. Iran is holding a whole bunch of cards that it could play, and the United States, Donald Trump and his administration don't have many cards. They've never had cards since day one. People who follow this type of stuff could have told you how it was going to end and how it is going to end, because there is only one ending. There's only one ending, okay? And it's Donald Trump and his administration not winning this. I cannot. It's the hubris of it. So the thing is, Donald Trump and his administration figured, okay, super strong military might. Yeah, they're probably going to close the Strait of Hormuz, Iran. But then we're going to get the whole world on our side, on the United States' side. And we're all going to go in there, guns blazing, pew, 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 and say, open it up. But nobody around the world wants to side with the United States. But see, this is what I'm saying about Donald Trump and hubris. And this is why I keep saying Donald Trump is playing chess, but he's playing it very badly. Because his chess move, again, is if I tell everyone around the world to back me up against Iran, they're gonna do it. And I'm saying, whoa, does he have advisors around him? Because you can ask somebody who follows this stuff, you can ask historians, they'll tell you, oh no, nobody's gonna back you up. There's no precedent to any of them backing you up. You change your mind so often, you don't hold on to your deals and agreements. Why would anyone back you up when they could just say we're staying neutral? Why would they leave that neutrality and say, Iran, screw you, I'm going to side with the United States. And then the United States says, great, you sided with me. Now, when I win this whole thing, I'll help you out a little bit later. Yeah, me, Donald Trump, when I win this whole thing, you was on my side, Japan, so I'm gonna set the oil prices pretty good for you. I'm going to start an entire war with a country based off Donald Trump's word on oil prices, gas prices. What if I just stay neutral? Why don't I do that instead of trust Donald Trump's word? But Donald Trump's chess move is, they're going to take my word for it. They're going to trust me. Well, turns out that didn't happen. Clearly they didn't. And Donald Trump's sitting there surprised, like, what? He takes this massive gamble to start the war off of they're just going to do what I say. And they're not doing what I say. Holy, now I'm in it. Can we back out? His advisors, people around him, no, you can't back out anymore, because now if you back out, it's going to look like you lost really, really badly. You're going to give Iran a lot more leverage, and you're going to drive them further away, and you're going to look dumb in front of the world. And then the world is going to see the United States lose, and plus, once that Strait of Hormuz, opens up, them oil prices ain't gonna look good for you, Don. Like, they don't like you anymore. They're not gonna negotiate with you. Now they know they got some leverage over you, so you can't go in and set some prices. No, absolutely not. What you gonna do, Donald? That's what they're gonna say. You're gonna walk in there around, they're gonna say, what you gonna do, Donald? United States, your oil prices just went up times 10. Donald could be like, what? They could be like, what you gonna do about it? You gonna start another war? Well, we found out how that turned out. We've actually seen it. You've played your card, and you can't do that anymore. United States, collapse, please. Iran gets closer with China, right? They're saying, hey, let's set these oil prices to the yuan. Why are we still setting them for? They were probably going to do that anyway, to be fair. But that's why Obama wanted to negotiate with them in 2015, and that was absolutely working. Donald Trump just. As soon as Donald Trump got elected, he quite literally said, I'm throwing this deal away, and we're going to do this the hard way, my way. No negotiations. Just do what I say. I'm from the United States of America. Look at my military. Just do what I say. That was his plan. His plan was to just walk in. The negotiations by Obama were set. They said, okay, everybody good. Donald Trump said, what if we just take it all? Negotiations? What do you mean? Like, your leverage, United States, Obama, your leverage is you got the strongest military in the world, and everyone in the world does what you say. That's your leverage. But Obama clearly didn't use that leverage because he understood that Iran has some leverage as well. Iran has cards as well. Just because the United States has the strongest military in the world, and just because at that time, everyone in the world basically just did what the United States says, funny enough, it's not that simple as you can just go in and do whatever you want to Iran. Absolutely not. It would seem so, but that's for somebody who plays chess badly, right? Or that's for somebody who doesn't know their history. Okay, because all of these things, control, having the strongest military in the world and everybody doing what you say, it only works to a point. It's fluff in a sense. Okay, when somebody actually, if a bully, it's basically a bully getting super buff, and everybody in the school, following that bully. But if that bully actually decides to push somebody, what if that person pushes back? Oof. Uh-oh. Now you actually have to do something. Okay. Obama's saying basically, what if I, show my muscles, walk around, everybody in the school follows me, and I walk to Iran and say, hey, want to make a deal? Look at my muscles. Look at everybody behind me. Let's talk about it instead of pushing them, because they might push back. Okay. Iran's staying there going, oh, they're so strong. Okay, fine. Let's make some deals. Okay. Donald Trump, on the other hand, said, let me just push him. Let me push him and see what happens. Pushes him to the floor. Iran gets right back up.
Yeah, he didn't expect them to push back.
He didn't expect them to push back, but they've been pushing back for 100 years.
Yeah, they have.
And you got to understand their cards, because Obama sitting there knows, okay, Iran's cards are, they live in a mountainous region. So to go in and try to, oh, right. Remember that war, the Vietnam War, when they lived in a foresty region? It turns out going over there with troops and trying to take everybody out, it didn't really work.
They ate us up.
It didn't really work. And we straight up lose, because they just hide. And a friend of mine told me a quote. He said, Iran is winning because they're not losing. It's just that simple. The United States win condition is to win. Iran's win condition is to not lose. Easiest thing in the world to not lose. It's going to hurt. Not the easiest thing in the world, I should say, because you're going to get hurt. But if you
many innocent people.
But if you never give up, if you sit in the mountains, and the United States spends billions upon billions of dollars to try to get you out of those mountains, they will never, ever, ever be able to get you out of those mountains. It just won't work. It won't work. Okay, so Donald Trump said, okay, well, I got a counter to that. Bombs, dude. We're just going to hit them with bombs. Well, as we saw with Palestine and Israel, what if they don't give up as well? Because what if they don't have a choice? Donald Trump saying, no, they do have a choice. They're just going to side with me. I'm going to hit them with bombs. I'm going to be like, oh my God, Donald Trump, you're so strong. Here, take whatever you want. Have they ever done that before, Donald? But they're going to do it this time because I'm Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump. These are the cards he's playing, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And if you understand this, you understand how you're just not seeing reason. You're just not seeing reason, and it will not work. It will not work, because Iran will say, no, we have no choice. We're not going to just give up to you. We hate you.
Yeah, they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for something bigger.
For our lives. And the more you hit us with bombs, the more we're going to dislike you. We're not going to be just scared and shrug. Tried it with Vietnam. They said, no, they're going to be scared of us. Tried it with Iran for 100 years. No, they're just going to be scared of us. It's never, ever worked. Human will is so much stronger than a lot of these politicians seem to realize. Donald Trump seems to see people as just numbers or ticks, and he's just like, why are they still going? I said, Donald, by the way, you spent $1 billion a day, and it's been a few weeks. So Donald Trump said, $1 billion what? They said, no, we told you it's gonna cost $1 billion. And it cost them like $10K to build a bomb for themselves, and they just never go open up that Strait of Hormuz. Nobody can collapse on them. Nobody is going to collapse on them because they have economic leverage. Iran has economic. Thank you for telling me that, correcting me there. Iran has economic leverage. Japan's not going to jump on them because they're like, oh, Japan, hold on, we control your oil. What if you just don't attack us, stay over there, and you keep getting your oil?
They've been keeping their mouths closed.
Or what if you tell the United States to stop and then you get your oil? We don't have a problem with you. You know who we got a problem with? And the United States is like, you have a problem with us? Iran says, no, we don't have a problem with you, United States. We have a problem with Donald Trump, right? That's the key part of this, because there's another layer to all of this. Donald Trump's other move in chess where he says, okay, if everybody in the United States backs me up, I get to send soldiers in there and hope for the best. Yeah. I can't just keep bombing them because they just go, they're going to stay in the mountainous regions. We saw how long Palestine lasted, and it turns out bombs it just can't wipe out an entire civilization like I thought it would. It's going to hurt people, kill many people. Many people are going... going to be crushed. And and they hit children. They hit children
Intentionally.
because they want that country to give up. They want them to cry their eyes out and say, oh my goodness, we got to save the children. Let's stop. They say, oh no, it's an accident. But if you go for hospitals, if you go for children, then hopefully they'll give up faster. Well, never works. Regardless, Donald Trump needs the United States to back him up so he can go full mega force, let's say. So he could send basically, let's say, the whole army out there. Can't send troops in, cannot send troops into Iran without the United States, the people of the United States being on your side for that.
And it doesn't seem like they are.
No, and they won't be.
We just finished
exactly, that. And that's another huge factor. People in history, people don't like war in general. Individual people don't like war. They say, why? Let them live their lives and we live our lives. And people are getting smarter and wiser, and they're realizing a lot of times when wars happen, if you look a little bit closer, it's a rich person trying to get richer. It's a king trying to get richer. It's an emperor trying to get richer. It's a politician. It's a billionaire trying to get richer. It's a tale as old as time. And again, another tale as old as time is people not want to go to war. Even in the Civil War, people North didn't want to go to war with South. South didn't want to go to the war with the North. The politicians want to go to war, but the people, Abraham Lincoln was like, damn, like he was having a hard time getting people, in their words, he said, I have a hard time convincing a mother to get her son, let her son walk out of the house with a gun and go try to kill somebody. It's not an easy thing to convince an average person to grab a gun and go kill somebody else. They're like, why? Why do you want me to do it? Well, we need to preserve the United States. Oh, no. I'm just gonna stay home. Let somebody else do it. Okay. They're gonna come get you. Oh man, politicians love that. They're gonna come get you. They're gonna get you. Fearmonger. So get them before they get you. Are they really gonna come get me? Yeah. Now Abraham Lincoln, to his credit, I don't want to get too. Actually, I don't want to get too far into Abraham.
Yeah, we don't think I'm that.
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln. No, to his credit, look, Abraham Lincoln, as they called him, Honest Abe, because he was honest. Because he wasn't a good guy. He'll be the first. He was honest. He'll be the first person to tell you, no, I'm not a good guy. I do what I have to do for the W. That's just it. He said, no, I'm not going over to the free slaves. No, his general went over to him with Harriet Tubman and tried to convince him, like, bro, can you just say that you're going to free slaves? Black people help you. He's like, okay, I do need people to help. I do need people to fight. I'm not going to free slaves, but that's a good thing to say so I can get black people to fight, because I'm having a hard time getting these soldiers out here. So let me,
Go to the people who have nothing to lose.
Sure, you got it. Fine, you got it. We could do that. And basically the point is it's hard to convince people to go to war, even if it's a civil war. And when it comes to that Iraq war with Bush, like we mentioned, 9/11 happened, right? And that was, before that, people didn't. They said leave the Middle East alone. Right now, Donald Trump doesn't have a reason, and he can't form a reason. It's impossible. So he's trying to, his closest bet, his other move is he's trying to just get people to freak out. He's getting people to freak out. That's a strategy. It's an interesting one. It's really interesting.
His underlings, their strategy in their speeches is saying like that Iran shouldn't be allowed to have nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
The age old.
But then people are like, wait, no, last year you used the nuclear weapon excuse. So they're barely tiptoeing. They're like, didn't you go over there and then strike them with Israel because of the whole nuclear weapon thing? And then you didn't find nuclear weapons, or they said, or you said you shut them down forever. You were saying all that. They said, no, just. That's all they're doing. There's no reasons or any. Usually politicians are way better at lying. I've never seen this before in my life, where a politician is just like, yeah, I did say that. Okay, anyway,
Moving on,
and just moving on to the next page. Hey, let me just keep bombarding people. Let me freak them out a little bit. Let me make them seem like I'm a loose cannon. Yo, Iran, you better do what I say, or I'm about to let it all bang. Freaking people out.
Blitzkrieg.
The United States, people in the United States sitting there going, "Whoa, Donald Trump is losing his mind. Iran is probably gonna strike us because of Donald Trump." Iran would never strike the United States. Iran would never, ever strike the United States. That would be terrible. Look, if they strike the United States, that would give Donald Trump a reason to send troops in. And also, that would bring Iran standing down. Imagine it's like Martin Luther King, right? If they just sit there and they get pushed around by the bully and just look around to the world, you see the bully? And the whole world's going to be like, yeah, that's not cool, man. Iran punches back. Then people will be like, well, you punched them, you punched the bully, and the bully sent his troops after you, and I don't know. So Iran sitting there letting the pushes happen, understanding that Donald Trump has no way out, has absolutely no way out. So they would never give Donald Trump a reason, give him a way out by hitting the United States citizens, that would, make the United States up in arms towards Iran and give Donald Trump free reign to do what he wants.
Yeah, and Iran has worked really hard to win the social war.
Yes.
For 100 years. They've won that, yeah.
For 100 years.
Especially social media.
Yeah, and you'll see stuff in social media. See through a friend of mine called me. He said, did you know that if Iran sent a strike to the United States, we'd only have a 45-minute warning? See, this is stuff that we should get a bunker. Hey, this is how people get freaked out. This is how people start seeing Iran as an enemy, and this is Donald Trump's plan in a sense. Okay, so let me just keep freaking people out, and people will start saying, okay, maybe you should strike them before they strike us. Fear-mongering. And him also, I did not expect him to also seem like the loose cannon, so he's leaning into the crazy loose cannon card. So
I don't even know if he's leaning. I feel like he was just straight up. He's at his wit's end of not getting what he wants.
Well, that's probably a part of it. But my guess is, since people aren't buying that Iran's the bad guy, since people aren't listening to that, even that FBI report that comes out saying, "Oh, Iran might strike," and then the FBI having to basically pull that.
Oh, that Iran might strike.
Yeah, because they realize, people aren't listening to us. People are saying, you're lying. If a strike happens in America, then it's you. We're going to know it's you, FBI. We're going to know it's you, Donald Trump. Donald Trump and the FBI. Yeah. Like, whoa, people really don't like us right now. They're not just going to listen to our word. It seems, and Iran is their strategy, their social war. You see them on social media. They're being completely open with the world. On social media saying, hey, this is what the United States came to us with, and it wasn't good. It was, hey, United States, ask who's actually wants the war. Look a little deeper. You don't even gotta look that deep, y'all. Come on, this one's a lot. Okay, Donald Trump is not. He's not doing any maneuvers over here. Okay, this one's a lob. All right, that's why I tell my sister, man, look, the world got to thank God that Donald Trump not clever. Okay, because he just bumbling about, and going down a little deeper. What was I saying? It was Iran, social war, social game.
The feds reporting.
Right. Okay. So their news basically, Donald Trump and the feds understanding. Okay, well, let me just say Donald Trump and his administration understanding, all right, people aren't buying it. People aren't siding with us. They're not buying it. So what if, listen closely, because the whole goal is for people to think Iran is going to hit them, so they're going to allow us to hit Iran first or hit Iran hard and let us do what we want. So what if Donald Trump, seem like the crazy person? What if I seem like the loose cannon? And make people fearful of Iran because they think Iran is going to be the one to try to defend themselves from a crazy loose cannon and strike the United States. Does that make sense, Manda?
Yeah, okay.
Right? That's what I'm guessing here.
That's your theory?
That's my theory. That's my theory when it comes to Donald Trump doing all this typing and this loose cannon stuff, because it's so out of nowhere, and there has to, I always say, look a little deeper. Like, what would somebody gain? What would somebody gain from this? What would somebody gain from that?
Well, I mean,
it won't work, and it's probably not gonna work. It's very desperate. It's very desperate.
The Iranian embassies around the world have been trolling Trump on Twitter, and that's probably why he's getting madder. But that tweet of Trump basically saying like to open the effing straight, or that whole thing,
Losing it.
Yeah, the Iranian embassy of Zimbabwe had replied saying, we lost the keys. Another one was saying, the keys under the flower pot. Doors open for friends. Epstein's friends need keys, though.
No, they're playing, and
they're actually playing in his face.
And
I know that's why he's mad too.
A social game they're playing is insane.
Yeah, very smart.
And it's very clever because they're moving on with the times, it seems. There's something a Singaporean, the Singaporean prime minister, in the past, let me just fast forward. So he said a quote. Damn, what was his name again? Actually, I do want to know, because he was very
Singaporean prime minister.
You just type in Singaporean, famous Singaporean prime minister. He's like a legendary politician, and but regardless, he said the United States lacks finesse. He said they lack finesse. Because they're such a new country. They're so new. And think about it like this. All the United States has had, well, after its like beginning of history, is they never went from rags to riches, in a sense. They did, but it's like new money. It's like it's like a person with new money. Okay, they don't know what to do with the money, in a sense. No finesse. They just walk in. They just walked straight over to that Singaporean prime minister, and they said, "Okay, we'll pay you. Just do what we say." He's like, "I have love for my country." What are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? It's something China always says. They said, "Look, we've been around for thousands of years. And we'll be around for thousands of more."
Yeah, we've been here for less than 300 years.
We've been here for less than 300, or more than 300, but around 300. But the United States, China basically always plays the long game, in the sense they could see further. They're building. They've got their stuff in robotics, right? They've got their future based in robotics to solve a lot of issues that they're having. Iran playing the long game, understanding, okay, social media is where it's at. Let's talk to the world, and let's tell them what's actually going on. The United States, same old strategy. Hammer. Let me hit this tiny little pin with a large hammer. That should work. I'm strong. Everyone just do what I say. What? Why are y'all pushing back? Just do what I say. What happened, Amanda?
Oh, did you want to know the name of that prime minister? Singapore's founding prime minister. I don't want to. Hopefully, I don't butcher the name. Lee Kuan Yew.
I knew it was Lee. Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew, huh?
Yeah, he famously remarked that American administration lacked finesse in the 1960s, citing a clumsy CIA bribery attempt with him.
CIA bribery attempt. He said it was absolutely clumsy
and insulting. He said
insulting. Yeah, and how he said it was amazing. He was so. I wanted to make a story about it, but I still might, but. His passion was just, I was like, there's like, you gotta see him say it. Like, he's just so idiotic. Like, he was just like, what? He was just shocked. He said there was no finesse.
Yeah. Money doesn't buy everything.
Money doesn't buy everything. And so in the United States, it's shocked. They're like, you're just not gonna take the money? He said, no. And the United States said, okay, please don't tell anybody we came over to you. And like, he's like,
he did tell everybody.
And he said, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to snitch. I'm going to tell the whole world on you.
He actually used the situation to extract economic aid, publicly exposing it later.
After yeah. He got straight. He got what he needed from the United States, and then he snitched anyway.
That's embarrassing.
And like he said, they lack finesse. They just lack finesse.
No, he finessed us.
He said that they're trying to hit things with a hammer. Meanwhile, the whole time we've learned from our history. We have history, and we want to keep our history alive. Anyway, we'll end it there.
Bit of a yap.
Yeah, hopefully it was succinct enough. Yeah, that's the point of the podcast. To yap and chill and vibe and talk things out. But yeah, so keep an eye out for gaming videos. Amanda and I are going to be coming out with. They're going to be fire.
Fire.
Yeah, I'm trying to get his vocabulary more associated with the young kids. We playing games now. We coming out with gaming videos. We gotta talk like them. Chat. That's what they be saying. Chat. Yeah, that thing gonna be. What's a young phrase? I know they don't say fire. I'm tripping.
I don't know. We gotta ask our nephews.
I'm saying what? No, what they be saying? I feel like we gotta know at least one.
I'm an elder. I really.
Oh no, we've made it there. We made it there. We don't know what the.
I do not know what they be saying anymore. Wow. I forgot.
Anywho, y'all gonna have to teach us.
Teach us in the comments, please.
Teach us. I'm gonna be streaming. I had a prior stream. Whenever you're watching this, just recently, but you're gonna see more consistent streams. I love hanging out with folks and just vibing. My favorite thing to do with the people that watch the vids and all that. Commentary videos are still going to come out. They're still gonna be there. We're just adding in gaming podcasts, as you guys see here, streams. Okay. Did I say 3 or 4? Why did 3 fingers come up, but I said 4 things? Anyway.
I don't think I think you did say 4 things.
I said 4 things, right? Anyway.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for the gaming videos. I'm sure you guys will enjoy them. And you guys have an amazing week. Follow your dreams. Please, pretty please, because your dreams must come true. That is the law. That's the law of the universe. All right.